everyone, it's Holly. Welcome back to my channel. I'm so glad you joined me today. We're talking about how to start homeschooling, and I'm bringing you 7 tips to get the ball running. Now I'm going into my second year of homeschooling, and so I learned so much from my first year, and I just wanted to get on here and share what I've learned through the process, and especially in the beginning where I literally dove right into researching and learning things for about 2 weeks, and then I just ordered some curriculum and started. And so my tips today will hopefully help you have a more seamless transition into starting your homeschool so you can have a successful first year. It is so important that when you are jumping into homeschooling that you have identified your purpose, that you really understand your why behind your reason to choose homeschooling. This is going to keep you focused and keep you moving forward and just help you stay motivated to stay strong and finish out the year and continue if that's your heart's desire. And so understanding for your family the why, and it's going to be different for everyone. You know, it may be for academics, it may be for faith reasons, it may be just to cater to your child's individual learning style and needs. Some people it may be about discipleship, or just their aim is to totally focus on helping their kids identify their bent so they can get headed in that direction early in life. You know, there's plenty of kids that do homeschool because it allows them to focus on something greater inside of them that they want to accomplish and achieve, even at such a young age. And so your why is going to vary across the board. So I just want to say that whatever your why is, embrace your why. It will be different from other people's. And that's what's so special and unique about homeschooling is that it's all about you and your family and what you're called to do for your children. The next step would be to identify what your state laws are. Every state law is different as far as what the homeschool criteria will be. And the best place to go to find this out is the Homeschool Legal Defense Association, and I'll put the website below in the description box, and I'll also try to pop it up here on the screen somewhere for you, but it's hslda.org, and you can basically search your state and it'll pop up all the information that you need. Some states will require you to have certain coursework met. Others will require a certain number of school days or hours that you need to complete, and some may require end of the year school testing. So make sure you go to hslda.org to find out what specifically your state requires so that you can be in compliance with your homeschool laws for your state. The next thing to consider is your budget for curriculum. You could find curriculum for free first and foremost, or you can pay up to $1,000 or more for curriculum, depending on if you're doing curriculum that you're actually teaching directly to your child, or if you're actually going to sign them up for some online learning and virtual classes. And so the cost can vary across the board. So I think it's important to kind of identify what you're wanting to invest in your homeschool and use that as a guide as you move forward into researching and identifying the type of curriculum that you're going to choose for your kids. And when it comes to curriculum, just don't get so overwhelmed would be my tip, because there is so much out there to choose from. There's so many different styles of homeschooling, and there's curriculum that backs those styles up. And I won't get into that today. I'll save that for another video. But try to, start with your core basics, and just remember that whatever you start with, you don't have to stick with it per se. You can always tweak it and adjust it as time goes by if it's not working for you, and kind of make it your own, or find something that could work a little bit better for you and your family. One of the next things is if your child has been in school somewhere, private school, public school, charter school, is actually formally withdraw them from the school system so that they don't become truant. If they're still in the school system and they just stop coming, then you may have a truancy issue and have someone knocking at your door. And you don't want that to happen. So make sure you send proper wording, letters or phone calls that you need to do to the school that your children are currently in, to properly withdraw them and get an acknowledgement from that. And that's all you need to do. If your child hasn't even started school, that is also something that you want to look into to see if you need to report anything. I know in my state, we don't even have to do anything. We can just immediately start homeschooling if they've never been enrolled in school before. And sometimes schools have enrollment periods where once you enroll, it's good for so many years, and then you have to re-enroll. And if you just choose not to re-enroll again, then you can just move straight into homeschooling as well. But HSLDA is another great resource for you as far as identifying and understanding the type of communication that you'll need to send in to formally withdraw your students so you can begin homeschooling right away. So I mentioned about, not being too concerned about curriculum and getting overwhelmed with that because there's so much to choose from. I think if you see something you like, to go ahead and choose it, because the next step is just to begin homeschooling. As I mentioned, once they're withdrawn, you're going to begin homeschooling. Hopefully you have your curriculum that has arrived. If it was something you had to order, and if it's not just straight online, then you're going to just dive in and start the educational process. Just remember, homeschooling is unique to you. It's not like traditional school, so it doesn't have to look like traditional school. That'll be one of the greatest tips I have to offer, and I can talk more about that later as well. I think that's like a whole subject in itself. Unschooling is something that many families go through when they've been in the school system, or if you yourself have been public school or private school, just to kind of get your mindset changed and focused to understand better of how flexible homeschooling can be for you and your family. I would say another really important thing would be to get involved with any type of homeschool social groups that are in your area. Do a little research, whether it's through Facebook groups or in-person groups if you can, to kind of get involved and establish and build some relationships with other homeschoolers in the area. Whether it's connecting through like a homeschool program through your library or through extracurricular activities or something like that. It's great to be surrounded by people that are like-minded and that are doing the same thing, even though you may be all doing it in your own unique ways. Just to know that you all are kind of on the same path. And you also will have people that may have been in it much longer than you that you can learn from as well and find resources from, and just build new relationships and allow your kids to be around other kids who are also doing homeschool as well, so that they know they're not in it alone if that's a question that has ever come up. Some of these social clubs that are available, some of these homeschool groups are not just academic, but they are purely social. So it's just for fun, it's just for play, it's just for field trips and play dates and swimming and things like that. It's just for fun, and it's also catered to the parents that are doing the homeschooling, so that you have an outlet that you can build relationships. So it's not all just about the child, it's about you establishing new relationships and your children establishing relationships and being part of a community. The last tip I have for you is to give yourself some grace. The reason I say this is because there'll be some challenging times through your homeschool year. It may be in the beginning, it may be in the middle, it may be in the end, and you may be questioning yourself like, what am I doing? What in the world am I doing? And I encourage you to give yourself some grace, to not give up, to push through those times and just take a break if you need a break. Take a day off if you need a day off. To kind of recalibrate, to refocus, and then jump back in. But just know that you can do this. You don't have to have all these degrees and everything to be qualified to teach your child. Everything that your child needs is already inside of you. And I just want to congratulate you for making a choice or looking at this as an option for educating your child. And I would love to answer any questions you have about my experience. If you want to drop them down below, I'll be happy to answer those for you. I hope you guys found this video helpful. If you did, be sure to give it a thumbs up. And I look forward to seeing you guys in the next video. Thanks so much for watching.